Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel, Mystic Magic. Before we start talking about today's video, I just wanted to give a quick thank you for passing 100 subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me. It really means a lot that you're here connected with me. I appreciate every single one of you that have subscribed, liked my videos, left a comment, or watched any of my videos. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for not only joining me, but for allowing me to be a part of your journeys as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing our family here grow. Today's video, we are talking about something really exciting. We are going to be finding out what blessings are manifesting for you during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So in a little bit, I'm going to be talking about what this event is and why it's significant. But first, I'm going to introduce the piles to you, just in case you're not interested in hearing about any of that stuff, then you can just go on and skip ahead to your reading. So over here we have pile number 1 with this green Aventurine. Here on pile 2 we have some Pyrite. I love how sparkly Pyrite is. On pile number 3 we have some clear quartz. And on pile number 4 we have some orange calcite. So feel free to pause the video if you need some more time figuring out which pile you're the most drawn towards, and then you can scroll down to the description box or the pinned comment and skip ahead to your reading. So what we're going to do today is, for each of the groups, I have a very hefty pile of oracle cards, which we're going to take a look at first. And I'm actually not sure yet what I'm going to do with the tarot. We might use it to clarify certain messages. We may use it to get advice. It may be different for all the piles. It may be all the same. I don't really know yet. We're just gonna go with the flow and see where each of the readings take us. A couple of quick disclaimers before we start. A tarot is a tool that reads the current energy, and energy is always changing. So remember that you have free will and the power to create change. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Don't try to force all the messages to fit for you and your life. There could simply just be messages here that are meant for other people watching that just aren't meant for you. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and talk about this Lionsgate portal, what this means, why it's significant, and why you should know about it. So every year on August 8th, the stars align to create a powerful portal and opportunity for manifesting. The sun, which is in the sign of Leo on this day, also its ruling planet. The star Sirius from the constellation Canis Major, which is located adjacent to Orion's belt, and the Earth all come into alignment. Usually we don't see Sirius because the light of the sun overpowers it, but on this day, enough distance comes between the sun and Sirius, making it visible in the sky. And Sirius is actually the brightest star in our sky. It's about 25 times brighter than the sun. The activation of this portal acts as a gateway to great change and ascension. The celebration dates back to ancient Egypt, as the rising of Sirius was inextricably linked to the rising of the Nile River, whose abundant waters gave life to the land and crops. Sirius was worshipped as the goddess Sopdet, who represents the personification of Sirius. Later on, she became heavily associated with the goddess Isis. Sopdet is the consort of Sa, the personification of the constellation Orion. Their child, Sopdu, is the personification of Venus. As Sopdet became associated with the goddess Isis, Sa became associated with Osiris, the god of fertility, agriculture, the dead, the afterlife, and more. And their child Sopdu became associated with Horus, the falcon god or sky god. I hope I pronounced all of those names right. I'm very sorry if I didn't. If you know the correct pronunciation, feel free to let me know down in the comments. So now let's talk about the significance of the number 8. In numerology, 8 is the number of wealth, abundance, and success, and is also considered an extremely lucky number, especially in instances that it repeats, like on August 8, it's 8-8. It also acts as a bridge or an intersection point between the physical and spiritual realms. The number 8 is the infinity symbol and represents the continuous flow of energy. In tarot, the number 8 represents mastery, actions, cycle, control, and progress. And in astrology, the 8th house and the 8th sign of the zodiac belong to Scorpio. So the number 8 also has associations to power, transformation, alchemy, and sexual energy. Now, of course, we have to talk about Leo energy, and whether you're a native Leo or not, this is a great time to channel your inner lion. Leos are loving, passionate, creative, generous, ambition, and love being in the spotlight or in a leadership role. The Sun and Leo are linked to the solar plexus chakra, and all three of these energies relate to the individual, identity, confidence, and self-empowerment. Leo belongs to the 5th house of pleasure, children, creativities, hobbies, and entertainment. As well, the Sun and Leo are also linked to the inner child who lives within us all. The last component of this is talking about the energy of Sirius. Sirius is considered to be the spiritual sun as it shines the brightest in our sky. As our Earth sun illuminates the physical world, the spiritual sun is said to illuminate our soul. This is why the Lionsgate portal is a conduit for awakenings and expansions of consciousness. You may resonate with being a Sirian starseed. Some common traits or characteristics of a Sirian starseed are a deep love for nature and animals, connections to ancient cultures and wisdom. So, for example, being drawn to ancient civilizations such as ancient Egypt, like we just talked about, ancient Greece, or even lost worlds like Atlantis and Lemuria. Sirian starseeds are also harmonious, high vibrational, kind, gentle, peacekeeping, and open-minded. These starseeds assist in raising humanity's vibration and consciousness. So basically, Sirian starseeds assist in a planetary awakening. Sirius is said to have advanced and innovative technology and science, and in particular, Sirius B is heavily associated to water, dolphins, and whales. So as you can see, this Lionsgate portal this day, August 8th, has a lot of energy going on, and this is why it becomes such a powerful portal for manifesting as well as spiritual awakenings. So now that you have a bit of an understanding of what this day is all about and the kind of energies that we're working with, let's go ahead and jump into the readings, starting with pile number 1. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the green Aventurine and the new Mythic Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what blessings are manifesting for you during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So quickly before we start, when I was tuning into your energy, I was hearing that Justin Bieber song. I think it's called Let Me Love You. I'll put it up on the screen. But I was hearing the part, I think it's the chorus where he's like, don't you give up, nah, 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 I won't give up, nah, 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 let me love you. So I don't know if that has something to do with the reading today, or if that's just a message that wanted to come through, if you want to go listen to that song after. But in case you missed the intro, what we're going to be doing today is, first we're going to be laying down this big stack of oracle cards that I have prepared for you. And then I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do with the tarot. We may use it to clarify certain oracle cards. I may pull advice. We're just going to have to go with the flow and see what comes up in your reading. So for now, I'm going to put your tarot deck to the side, and I am going to lay out all of these cards, and then we'll just go ahead and see what blessings are manifesting for you. So we have solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. We have tantric journey. The frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. We have transparency. The energy of transparency supports our expansion toward a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. We have wisdom. We have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. We have you deserve love. You are lovable. We have by the book. We have rejection. We have befriend the word polarize. We have you and your loved ones are safe. We have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. We have I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Okay, and then our last cards here, we have younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. We have chair empty, someone is leaving your life. We have bow, you are highly thought of. And we also have crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Okay, pile one. So the overall kind of energy that I'm getting here with you and what blessing is manifesting for you during this 8/8 portal is I see you really coming into your own. I see you reaching this point where you're tired of holding yourself back or hiding yourself away in some way. And I see you really stepping into your most authentic self and being like, you know what? This is who I am. This is who I am. I'm not going to hide it anymore. And I'm just going to go ahead and be me. And if other people don't like it, well, that's too fucking bad for them. That's honestly the kind of energy that I'm getting. Like with the solar plexus chakra being right here in the middle. And if you didn't listen to the intro part, I did mention how Leo and the sun energy are connected to the solar plexus chakra, and this is our sense of identity, our personal power, our willpower, and our knowing of who we are and what we're contributing So I see you coming to this really, really deep understanding of who you are. For some of you, this could be about expressing your sexual orientation or possibly even gender. Now, I don't want to use labels because it's not up to me to decide what these labels are, but those are a couple of themes that I'm seeing with this Tantric Journey card. You could be exploring your preferences, or that's something that you've been doing up until now, and I see you being ready with maybe sharing that with the world, being more open about it, being more transparent. But that may only be a message for some of you or even just one of you. But either way, I see you really being very open about who you are. It's like letting the walls down, letting your guard down, and moving away from this feeling of feeling fear or doubt or even stress about like, will people even like the real me? Like, what if people react this way? What if people reject me? What if I'm not accepted? And what Spirit's saying is, with this befriend the word polarized card, as well as with buy the book, it's like Spirit is saying you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay, because you don't need to be everybody's cup of tea. You're not this like, they're showing me like a manufacturing facility, and like, you know, this conveyor belt of like items that are all identical, and it's like, that's not you. You're not this cookie cutter type of person, and that's just not your path, and that's okay. And if other people have a problem with that, or they react some type of way to that, that's on them. It's not about you. It's about them. And it's also, okay, they're also showing me, like, for example, so they're taking me specifically to like Thai food, like Thai curry or something. And it's like, you know, not everybody's gonna be able to handle the heat. Okay, like, you know, tourists or whatever, like, they're not going to be able to handle like the authentic heat. They're going to want it to be watered down. And Spirit's saying it's not your job to water yourself down to make you be more digestible for other people. Spirit is saying you be you, and the people who can handle that, the people who vibe with that, who resonate with that, are going to be attracted to you. And simply the people who don't vibe with that kind of energy, you'll see them start to stray. You'll see that maybe certain people may leave your life, but as well, you'll also see other people entering your life with this idea of conception. So if you feel afraid of losing certain people once you step into your authenticity, that's a very valid feeling, and it can feel really scary to lose friends or lose a community. But Spirit is really wanting to encourage you and let you know that whatever you lose isn't really a loss. These things only exit your life because they're no longer in alignment with you. And to remember all of the wisdom and lessons that you've gained by having those experiences, and allowing them to end naturally and gracefully letting them go, so that new wonderful things can enter your life that are in alignment with this, I was gonna say this new you, but it's more so the real you, the authentic you, the soul you. And there's no doubt that you're going to find your new community with this new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So some of you might feel afraid of maybe how your loved ones will react, or if maybe you stepping into your authenticity may make other people like judge your family because of you, or something like that. Like, oh, I'm tainting the family image, or I'm bringing shame to my family name or something like that. Spirit is saying that's not the case. Like, you and all of your loved ones are safe. And you're also going to find this new community who really nurtures you, takes care of you. This is a place that will feel like home, or these are people that will feel like home. They give you this sense of safety and comfort. And maybe these are things that you didn't fully experience before stepping into your power, right? Because when we're not being our most authentic self and we're only showing parts of ourselves, we're only allowing people to love a fraction of us. But here I see you being so open and really allowing people the chance to get to know you on a deeper level and a more genuine level. And that's really opening you up to receive so much more love, so many more deeper bonds and connections with people. And I see you with this new community that you have forming really, really deep bonds. And it feels like the people who you do have in your circle, you consider to be family. It's like you don't just have friends and colleagues and, you know, blood relatives. It's like the people who you let in your circle and can trust and things like that. It's like you all consider each other to be family, and there's a really, really deep loving bond there. Because also part of you stepping into your power here is also you recognizing your worth. Recognizing that you deserve love, recognizing that you're a very lovable person who has so much to give and so much to share with others. Like, I feel like your energy feels so soft, and I feel like at your core, you're just a very generous, loving, gentle, kind person. And I see this whole experience of you stepping into your power also really softening you a lot. Because again, when we put walls up, we may try to harden ourselves so that certain parts of us don't get hurt, right? Which is why we only choose to share certain authentic pieces of ourselves with certain people. And so if you're afraid of being soft because you don't want to get hurt, again, Spirit is coming through to say, like, you're being protected, you're being safe, and is, again, really reminding you that any judgments or any comments that people make, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their journey. A lot of people, especially people who are dealing with a lot of wounds and things like that, when they see people stepping into their authenticity and reclaiming their power, it really triggers them. Especially people who benefited from the fact that you may not have had strong boundaries, or, you know, may not have protected your energy or things like that. And so, sure, these people may feel angry or feel some type of way about that. But again, Spirit is saying, like, that's not your problem to worry about. That's on those people. And so this whole homecoming, I want to say, this whole homecoming, it's like exactly the fated life versus the destiny life. You're no longer allowing yourself to feel controlled by your circumstances, you know, where you were born, where you grew up, you know, your nationality, your sexual orientation, your gender, you know, certain experiences that you went through. You're not letting those things hold you back anymore. You're like, where I've been doesn't indicate where I'm going. I choose where I'm going, and I can change the script at any point. Like, I'm holding the pen, I'm holding the paintbrush. I can make this canvas be anything that I want it to be. And if I don't want it to look like my past, then it doesn't have to. I'll paint a new picture. And I see with this newfound confidence and sense of self, Spirit is really encouraging you to not only devote yourself to yourself and to honoring yourself, but also to devote yourself to something that is greater than you. So I don't know if you identify with this feeling of like, I know I'm here for a greater reason. I know I have a bigger purpose. Maybe you know what it is. Maybe you still are discovering what that might be. But Spirit is saying with this homecoming and you really embracing who you are at your core, I see you going on this kind of journey, or this, it's like an inner journey. It's like the hermit kind of, where you're going deep within and finding out what's really important to you. Finding out what you really stand for, and then dedicating yourself to that. So it could be that you have a certain message to share. Maybe you have a lot of experience or wisdom in a certain area that could benefit others. So maybe you are a teacher of some sort. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're really like scientific and logically inclined, and you have like, I don't know, some crazy inventions or something that could change science. I don't know, but there's something greater than you that I see you wanting to devote yourself to. And Spirit is saying that you're heading in the right direction. We also have the number 11 here. So again, this is a video talking about what blessings are manifesting for you. And we literally have the master number 11, which is all about manifestation. And I see you really taking the lead on this. It's like you're meant to be the leader here. Like this big elephant, okay? You're meant to be the leader. And Spirit is saying, don't worry about looking behind you to see who's following, because it's inevitable that people will follow. Especially with this bow card here, you're highly thought of. A lot of people are going to be so inspired by you and your story and what you're doing with your life, like the challenges that you've overcome, and really unlearning all of these parts of you that never really belonged to you in the first place, as well as this huge sense of surrendering and going with the flow. It's like maybe for a period of time in your life you really felt like you had to do things a certain way, that if I wanted to go down this path, you have to do A, B, C, D, and you have to like follow things very specifically, and it felt very rigid. You may have felt even the need to control things for your own sense of safety, which is valid, and I very much understand that energy. But with this doubt card here, I release the need to know all the answers. Like, wow, that's really profound and deep, and like not a lot of people can get to that point of just like fully surrendering and being like, you know what, I don't know everything, and I possibly can't know everything, so I'm just going to really trust myself. I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to trust the universe. I'm going to trust this direction that I'm being led in. And I'm really just going to go with the flow. I'm going to follow what feels good to me. And the abundance is going to follow. And so with this wisdom card, how we see the ocean here, it's almost like before, it's like you were only showing people the tip of the iceberg. And now they're seeing the whole thing. You're like, this is me. Full transparency. Like, this is me. And I see you setting like much stronger boundaries with people. And I also see you with this rejection card, which when I was prepping your cards and this one came out, I literally forgot that it was even in the deck because it has never come out. I have seen the card because whenever I get a new deck, I like spend the time going through each card one by one. But this card came out and I was like, this card is in this deck. I was like, I don't even remember seeing this ever. But this card here, how we have these like three kind of, you know, floating ghost heads around this guy here, it's almost like all of those negative voices in your head that were telling you like you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not lovable, no one would like the real you. I see you gaining a stronger hold on that and being like, okay, thanks for sharing your opinion, but actually you're wrong. Like, I'm actually pretty awesome and I am lovable and I do deserve love and people are gonna love the real me. And Spirit is saying rejection does happen sometimes, and like while that can feel really awful, at the same time we all know that not every single person is going to love us. I mean, on a soul level, yes. In higher dimensions, yes. But in this 3D world, of course, we're going to clash with some people. Some people are going to rub us the wrong way. And it doesn't mean anyone's bad. It just means we have different energies. And something that I actually say to myself, or I was saying it to myself a lot when I was going through like a similar kind of experience, I was like, look, I certainly don't like everyone. And so why do I need everyone to like me? And Spirit is also saying that sometimes rejection is divine protection, which is where being in the flow really helps, right? Because if you're going down this path and Spirit is like, actually, I'm going to set up, you know, some kind of obstacle here to get you to redirect yourself because there's actually a much better way of doing this. When we're not able to go with the flow, we're met with a lot of resistance, and we're actually just making the whole process so much harder for ourselves. And so I see you being in this place where you're like, okay, you know, time to be flexible, time to adapt. Like, if this isn't working, let's try something else. Like, that doesn't mean I'm giving up. You know, this isn't working out for a certain reason. I don't necessarily need to know why. And instead, I'm going to use that energy and put it into finding a way around this. I'm going to use my energy to come up with a solution, or to accept this moment of rest until Spirit gives me a new indication as to what direction I should go in. So as well, I also see that you'll be having this really deep sense of clarity, especially when it comes to your feelings and your intuition. Like with this wisdom card here and this new moon in Cancer, I see that you're really starting to understand how your intuition sounds and what it feels like. And because you're stepping into your authenticity, it's like you're removing all of these blockages that have been in the way of Spirit really communicating with you. So if you felt that at times, like you've asked for messages or clarity, but couldn't really discern any messages, it could be because you may have had some blocks in your upper chakras. But I see that I just see so much more flow for you. It feels really just peaceful and relaxing. It's like you're floating in this lazy river and just letting it take you to exactly where you need to be towards your destiny. Also, for some of you, you could be with this Tantric Journey card and solar plexus and transparency here. You could also, I see some of you, this is like very, very specific, but someone could be, this could just be talking about it to people in your life, or going bigger and like having a YouTube channel or a podcast or something. But I see you talking about some things that are considered to be taboo, like sensual experiences with pleasure, with sex, with exploring your own body, with gender fluidity, with sexual orientation fluidity, and like all these different things. Maybe even I see some of you like switching up your style so that you feel more like you. So this could be like, I don't know, shaving half your head, or dyeing your hair blue, or getting a piercing, or like buying really funky clothes, or, you know, going to a vintage shop and like buying some really cool stuff. It's just like, I see you really coming into yourself. I feel like a lot of you are very artistic at heart, and maybe you were like outcasted or made to feel really weird or something like that because of, you know, the way you dressed, or the way you presented yourself, or the music that you listened to, or the hobbies that you had. But I see you reaching this like fuck it moment, and you're like, you know what, like life's too short, and realistically, you know, how much does it really matter if some, you know, random old lady on the street gives me a dirty look because my hair is bright green? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm never gonna see this person again, and I'm happy and I'm not hurting anybody, so there's nothing wrong with that. I see you really just embracing who you are and sharing it with the world, and essentially finding a community that's just like you, that really resonates with your whole vibe, and you really resonating with their whole vibe. So this is so beautiful. I love this so much for you. This is definitely like a homecoming. That phrase just keeps coming up here. Now, so with this crib card, birth or conception of a child or an enterprise, some of you could be starting your own business, or really pursuing a career that you've always wanted to go for, something that you feel really aligned with, that maybe you didn't feel like you could do beforehand. But again, I also see this as just new people coming into your life. Now, this younger man here, take this with a grain of salt. This deck has some like people cards like this. So this could be like an actual man. This could be someone that identifies as a man, or this could be someone that just has strong masculine energy. And as well, like, they may be biologically younger, or they could just be less mature than you. So take it with a grain of salt. This could be someone that is being ushered out of your life as you step into your more authentic power. Or this could be a very significant person who's coming into your life. Maybe a romantic partner, maybe a friend. We'll actually get some more clarity with the tarot, because this is the one that I'm not 100% sure of. It could just be that it's so different for everyone that I'm just not really getting a clear message, but we'll see what we get with the tarot. Spirit guides, what is this younger man about for my pile ones and this 8-8 portal? What does this younger man have to do with my pile ones? Okay, so we have the star coming out. So, yeah, I want the 4 of Wands. So, the star is Aquarius energy, and the 11th house does talk about friendships and communities. So this younger man, for some of you, could be a really significant friend coming in. Or with the 4 of Wands, for some of you, I could see this being a romantic partner. But either way, this person is someone who really gets you. It's like they see you for who you are. They see you in your most vulnerable state, and they love you. Like, they're here with you, supporting you. They want to help you. And I see you guys really having a really stable like beautiful, happy connection. So that's so lovely. And I do want to say, like, I do see more than one person coming into your life, but it seems like Spirit really wants to highlight this one connection. So this could be like a best friend, for example. Or like I said, this could be someone who ends up being a romantic partner of yours. But let's see, Spirit, is there any advice or guidance that you would like to give pile 1 about this journey that they're going on here? Is there any advice that you can give to my pile 1s about these blessings that are manifesting during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, please? Is there any advice, please, from my pile 1s? Okay. So we have the Fool coming out, so more Aquarius energy. Yeah, Spirit is really saying, like, you're ready to take that leap of faith, and the universe is ready to catch you. The universe is always ready to catch you. And I love that in this card, there's this like hawk or eagle in the corner, and it's like Spirit's always right there, like watching out for you, protecting you, keeping an eye on you. Okay, making sure that everything's all good for you to proceed, giving you the green light. And yeah, it's like this whole new beginning. It's like a rebirth. It's like, let me reintroduce myself. Let me reintroduce myself, because some of you may not actually know me. Let's see, Spirit, what is the advice for my pile 1s when it comes to blessings that they're manifesting for this 8/8 Lionsgate portal? As well, I also, going back to the emotions, like I see you really doing a lot of cleansing around your heart chakra, your sacral chakra, and just your emotional body in general. So leading up to this moment, you may feel quite emotional, or you may just feel that your emotions are kind of all over the place. And this is happening because Spirit is wanting you to really feel these emotions so that you can release them. Okay? So wow, look at that. We also have the World coming out. Yeah. Wow, the Fool and the World. So brand new beginnings, closing out cycles. You're closing out a major chapter. Again, it's like, wow. It's like the World can talk about this feeling of like graduating, and we've been talking about homecoming too. So it's like, I mean, we don't, where I live, that we don't really do homecomings, but I think like in the US it's like a big thing, I think. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong, but homecoming is like when the seniors who've graduated like come back again for the first time and like are really celebrated. And that's what I see. Like, celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate how much you've learned. Celebrate not only who you're becoming, but all the versions of you that you've been up until now. And really give yourself a pat on the back, because you've really been doing a lot here. And this isn't just like some small feat that you've overcome and accomplished. This is like really, really big stuff. Okay, and we also have the Seven of Swords. So Spirit is saying you no longer have to operate in the shadows. You no longer have to feel like you need to tiptoe around who you really are. Spirit is saying, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And that is enough. Being yourself is enough. And the people who get it, get it. The people who don't, don't. Period. And you don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just be you, and the right people and the right experiences are going to be drawn into your life effortlessly. So pile one, that's everything that I'm seeing for you. Let me know in the comments how this resonated. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends. Hey there, pile 2. If you chose the Pyrite and the Prisma Visions Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what blessings are manifesting for you during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So, in case you missed the intro, what we're going to be doing is I have a huge stack of oracle cards here that we're going to be laying out and finding out what blessings are coming in for you during this really powerful time. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with the tarot yet. We may use it to clarify, we may use it to pull advice or ask any more questions. We're going to have to see how we go. So for now, I will put your tarot deck to the side and let's start looking at all of these oracle cards. So I'm going to lay them all out and then I'm going to start channeling. So we have authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. We have intuition. The energy of intuition supports our ability to conceive the subtle language of the realms beyond the three-dimensional reality. We have inner peace. We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. We have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. We have time for a nap. We also have prayer. We have gratitude again. Bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. And we have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Maybe I will bring this down. Okay, and then our last cards here, we have marriage. We have mountain road, you're on the road to success. We have feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. And finally, we have throne, position of authority. Okay, pile 2. This is interesting energy. What I'm getting with this is the blessing that's manifesting for you during this 8/8 Lionsgate portal is a synergy between your masculine and your feminine energies. I feel like you're going to be entering this very balanced state where you're open to receiving downloads and information from higher realms, from higher energies. as well as being more in tune with your own intuition and using that information and this energy as a guideline for where you need to direct your own energy. So what I mean by this is, because I'm picking up really like strong masculine energy, but also strong feminine energy. So in the past, you may have experienced these kinds of up and downs where sometimes you may have felt really in your masculine energy, where you were taking a lot of action, putting yourself out there, working on things, hustling, trying to, accomplish your goals, work towards your dreams and things like that. And then you may have reached a point where you may have felt very burnt out, very tired, or even gone to the point where you're like, why am I even doing this? It's like, I'm taking all these actions and doing things, but I almost don't even know why I'm doing this. I just feel like I need to be doing stuff. And then you may have had periods where I'm hearing you may have really succumbed to your feminine energy and, stopped taking action and maybe became really comfortable with non-action or non-movement, and which is fine for a period of time, the same way that being in your masculine energy is fine. But I feel like with it would get to a point where you would really stagnate and you would feel really stuck. I'm getting this image of someone trying to walk through muddy waters, and it's your foot is really stuck in that mud and it's really hard for you to lift it out and take that next step. So you may have kind of dealt with these extremes of either being so focused on just making progress that you're not even really on a set course. It's almost, okay. This is almost like driving a car around the city just for the sake of driving the car. And you're like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm driving this car and I'm gonna go. I don't have a plan, I'm just gonna go. And so you may have felt like you were just maybe wandering aimlessly, or you're taking action, but you're not really seeing anything come of it because there's no set plan. So I see you really balancing out your masculine and your feminine energy, and you're because you're more connected to your intuition and you have less blockages here, it's okay, what am I feeling called to do? What actually brings me a sense of joy? What brings me this feeling of inner peace? If I think about going down this path, does that make me anxious? Does that make me feel good? Let's think about this. Let's not be so impulsive. We don't need to take action for the sake of taking action. Let's be very intentional with what we're doing here. Let's sleep on this idea. Let me think about how it makes me feel. Let me figure out if I feel like that's something that would actually be really aligned with me. Because I can see that you're very strong-willed people with authority coming up twice here, with the throne as well, and with discipline. So it's undeniable that you have work ethic, okay? You're very talented, you're very strong-willed. You know that whatever you set your mind to, that you can accomplish. So it's not even a matter of oh, am I good enough? Am I talented enough? Will I ever reach success? You're of course I will. But I think now you're really going to see these blessings starting to come in. Now that you have your masculine and your feminine energies really balanced, and not just balance, but they're communicating together. They're working together. And this is where the magic starts to happen. Okay, I see you really committing yourself to something here with marriage. So I feel like for most of you, this would be something to do about a career or a job or a work situation, but of course it doesn't have to. This can even be about committing yourself to a person, or to a lifestyle, to a certain idea. But whatever it is, Spirit is really saying, you don't need to rush. You may have felt like you really need to like hurry up and like go down a certain path and take all of these actions because it's, you know, just how things are done. It's like, you know, you go to school, you graduate, you get a job, you start working, and it's like, okay, like I gotta start moving up, I gotta start, you know, I need to get a bigger house, I need to get a better car. It's like all of these things, and it's like Spirit's like, hold on a second. Let's think about why we're doing certain things. And I see you starting to be much more mindful about how you choose to spend your energy, right? Because we only have so much energy in a given day, and we really need to think about how it is that we want to spend our energy. Do we want to spend our energy doing, you know, things that are simply just draining us but not giving us anything back? Or do we want to put our energy towards building and creating something that we're passionate about that's also going to give so much back to us as well? So I see you really connecting with your own heart space and your intuition. And once you become clear on what it is you want to dedicate yourself to, what it is you want to commit yourself to, it's so quickly going to come into your life, like very soon. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. And again, it's like you don't have to rush because this thing is not going away. You're not going to miss your opportunity. You're not going to lose out. So the blessing that I'm seeing for you, besides this balancing of masculine and feminine energy, is you gaining so much clarity and really pinpointing exactly what you want and putting your energy into this one thing. And because you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and do the work, this is how it's going to manifest so quickly for you. So before, you may have been putting your energy into a lot of different things, into a lot of different paths or projects or areas of your life. And Spirit is saying, simplify. Simplify this. It doesn't mean that you just need to do one thing at a time. You could still have multiple things going on, but really simplify. And Spirit really wants you to understand that the more that you're trying to do at once, the slower the progress will be, which isn't good or bad, but it just depends on what it is that you want. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So if there's one thing that you really want, say you really want to make your own business, you're trying to start your own thing. Spirit is saying you may have to sacrifice some other things that you initially invested in. You may have to sacrifice, spending a lot of time with your friends to work on this. But that if you pour all your energy into this and pour your energy back into yourself and continue investing in yourself, you're going to see this thing grow and multiply so quickly and bring you so much abundance. Like, let's not forget that you also chose the Pyrite crystal. So I definitely see wealth, prosperity, success, abundance all coming in for you. It's literally just a matter of you deciding what you want and then putting your energy and focus into that one thing. And not just doing that, but putting your focus and energy into this thing long enough for it to grow and flourish, right? So this isn't just about getting it off the ground and then once it's kind of stable, you're like, okay, now that can sort of stand on its own, let me start this other thing. So we're just saying, really dedicate yourself to this thing or to these couple of things. Like whatever your big wish is, whatever you've been praying about, whatever you've been dreaming about, whatever's been on your heart, whatever's been on your mind, like you can have that, you can make that happen. it's going to require you to really pour yourself into that. Pour your energy, pour your resources, your time, your efforts. But that you're actually going to see the results that you want to see this time. And another blessing that I'm getting is you really starting to value yourself. And I mean this in the sense of, before, I feel like you were very much focused on work and focused on doing things, and that may have been to the detriment of your well-being. So for example, staying up very late to work on something and then waking up early to go to work, you know, drinking a lot of caffeine because you're not getting enough sleep, maybe eating fast food because you don't have time to cook for yourself because you're too busy working. It's like, now I see part of the blessing that's coming in is you really taking the time to listen to the cues that your body is giving you. And really respecting yourself, like honoring yourself. You know, if you had plans to, you know, work on this thing that you're dedicating yourself towards, and you're like, yeah, I was gonna work on this for the next couple of days because I have some time. And then you wake up that morning and you're like, wow, like I'm just so exhausted and I have such a headache and all I want to do is sleep. It's like, I see you honoring that and being like, okay, I can take a pause from this. I can take a break. My own well-being is more important than the goals that I'm working on, because I need to be able to give 100% to this. And if I'm not at 100%, then I can't really give all that I can give to this. So I see you also being much more mindful. I see you doing things with intention, not just rushing to go do something, but to really think things through first. Coming up with maybe a course of action, a plan. And no longer feeling like all of this external pressure. I don't know if you guys were like in a very competitive environment, or if the people around you really put a lot of pressure on you to perform and succeed. But I see that going away. And I don't know if that's because like these people literally just start leaving you alone. This could be that you're putting up stronger boundaries. This could be that you distance yourself from these people. I don't know how this will happen, but I really see that these kind of like external pressures that have been trying to like dig on you kind of going away. Or maybe you just stop caring about it and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do this at my pace, period. And Spirit is also saying that for you, gratitude is also going to really speed up this process so much. So not just clearly deciding what you want and putting your energy and focus into that, but also expressing gratitude for what you already have, what you've already achieved, and express gratitude for already receiving this thing that you're working towards. Like, our minds are so powerful, and it's like, instead of using all of that energy to think about the things that can go wrong, the things that are stressing us out, the things that we can't control, it's like, I hear you saying like, you know what? Like, my imagination is way too creative for this kind of thinking. Like, let's think about all the awesome stuff that can happen. Let's think about this business going viral. Let's think about making the Forbes 50 under 50, or I don't know, getting a Nobel Prize, or like, you know, like going on talk shows to talk about something, you know, like, let's think about all these exciting things. Let's express gratitude as a way to really help bring these blessings in so much faster. As well, another blessing that I see is you no longer feeling guilty for taking a break or for resting. Because now you're understanding, like you're really recognizing how much you pour into your dreams and your goals. And you're like, in order for this to be sustainable, like I need to be able to rest and recuperate. Like it's literally not going to be sustainable if I don't do this. If I keep driving my car and I don't stop to fill up gas, the car is going to stop driving itself. You know what I mean? The same way that if I don't take the time out to take care of my body, my mental needs, my emotional needs, to cleanse and recuperate my energy, like I'm not going to be able to continue down this path, and I'm not going to feel guilty about taking time out to rest or to play, to have fun. Because these moments of downtime is not just for rest and recuperation, but it also allows us to go out and experience life, and accumulating those experiences gives us more information and more inspiration to come back to our goals with a new perspective, right? So I see you overall kind of having a more well-balanced approach when it comes to life. Yes, you're very dedicated and focused on something, but at the same time, you're no longer ignoring your other needs. You're no longer ignoring these other aspects of yourself. And you're really forgiving yourself for maybe neglecting these things in the past, forgiving yourself for maybe feeling forced or pressured to live or perform in a certain way. But you're on the road to success. Some of you, like you could be like a CEO or something, or like really moving up through the ranks, or kind of become this kind of person or figure that a lot of people really look to for support, for guidance, for inspiration. For some of you, I don't think this will be the case for all of you, but one message that I'm getting here with the feather, it says someone you know is undependable and insincere. If you were like working on a project with someone, or maybe like considering going into business with someone, it could be that you may actually be better off doing it on your own. And it's not to say that like you won't receive help, but it could just be that this person doesn't have the best intentions, or this person isn't someone that you can rely on in the same way that you can rely on yourself. I'm definitely going to get a clarifier for that. Spirit guides, can you clarify the feather here? Why is this card here? Why is the feather here for my pile twos? And the blessings that they'll be receiving during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. What is this feather about? Okay, so we have the Emperor coming out. And yeah. So we have the Emperor and we have the Nine of Swords on the back. So it's like, this is something that you may have already been feeling like intuitively, but maybe haven't, or maybe you're like, I don't necessarily have proof of this. It's just like a feeling that I can't ignore. But it's been worrying you, or maybe stressing you out a little bit, or you've been really overthinking about this, because it's like this person may come across as an emperor, like someone who's really stable and secure. Let's see. Can we get another card, please, for the feather? What is this about? You know, this is making me think of, it's like, you know, in school when you have those group projects, or you have to like work with a partner or something, and the first like meeting, it's like, yeah, like this is gonna go really well, we're gonna whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then you end up doing all the work yourself and the other person is just like so unreliable. Okay, so we also have the Ten of Pentacles, the World, and the King of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Yeah, this is really making me feel like that there's better people who are able to support you. Or it could be that this person is already in the process of being like ushered out of your life with the World card here, because it does talk about endings, closure, completion, and things like that. And like with the Emperor, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, it's like you're more than stable, like more than stable without this person. So I would not worry about this person at all. I just split the deck and we have the Sun. Like you're fine. You're fine. So if this is about some kind of partnership and it falls apart, Spirit is like, don't even worry, because you're actually going to, you're going to be a lot better off than you may initially think that you are. If you're worried about doing things alone, Spirit is saying that don't worry. Like all the help and the resources that you need will be brought to you, like exactly when you need it. So let's see. Is there anything else that I've missed, Spirit? Anything else that I've missed that you would like me to add about my pile two's blessings for the 8/8 Lionsgate portal? I just heard dare to dream a little bigger. So Spirit's really wanting you not to limit yourself as to what you think is, possible. We just had the, wow. Oh, wow, I love this. Okay, we just had the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles coming out together, as well as, oh my God, I'm struggling. As well as the Four of Wands on the back of the deck. You are seriously manifesting so much wealth and abundance for yourself. Whatever you're choosing to focus and dedicate yourself to is going to be really, really successful, you guys. Like a big cause for celebration. It's going to bring a lot of stability into your life. And I see a lot of parties happening, a lot of celebrating. And Spirit is saying like, it's like this success that you will come into, it's like you did that, like you created that, of course with the help of the universe, but it's like you did that, you put in the work, you put in the effort, right? Because the universe needs energy to bounce off of. And it's like you're not only saying like, oh, I really want wealth and success, or like I want a successful company, but you're putting in the work and you're making it happen. And the universe is like, oh, okay, like this person's actually putting in the action, so let me throw some success there and let me sprinkle some money over here. It's like, I just see it's like a fairy godmother coming in and just being like, yeah, like you said what you were gonna do. You set out the intention to start this business and you've been showing up every day, making it happen. You know, you've been really listening to your intuition, and it's like, here's some rewards, here's some blessings, here's some abundance. You're definitely gonna be someone who's self-made and someone who has a really, really successful business. Wow, this is so awesome. I just split the deck and we have the Ten of Wands. So again, there's this message of be careful about burnout. You may feel really motivated and really, really excited once you have this kind of clarity on what you want to do. And Spirit is saying, please don't forget to take care of yourself during the process too. We need to not only nurture all of these seeds that we've planted, but to nurture ourselves as well. Because, you know, if the gardener isn't healthy and able to show up, then how can the seeds grow? So I also want to pull some advice for you guys. Spirit, what advice can you offer my pile twos, we have the Page of Cups. What advice can you offer my pile twos when it comes to these blessings that they're manifesting for the 8-8 Lionsgate portal? Okay, we also have the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Wands again. And I think I actually want to grab another card for you. What is the advice, please? Nope. I keep hearing Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. So you could be halfway there. That felt so cheesy to say, but hey. Okay, and we also have the King of Cups. Yes, under the deck we have the Devil. So what is the advice? Page of Cups, 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, King of Cups. Things are going to happen really quickly for you, which we kind of talked about before, but the 8 of Wands is really confirming that. And because things are going to happen really quickly, again, like this message of the 10 of Wands is that it might feel too much too fast, or it might feel like all of a sudden there's all of this new stuff happening and you're like, ah. And so Spirit is really wanting you to pay deep attention to your emotions and to, again, it's like I'm just getting the same message of allow yourself to rest, allow yourself time where you're not working and thinking about this. Like, while I see this bringing you a lot of emotional fulfillment and financial fulfillment too, Spirit is saying don't forget about the other parts of your life, that bring you emotional fulfillment too. So other creative hobbies, or, maybe activities that your inner child really loves. Allow yourself time to play. Allow yourself time to journal and reflect, and like give yourself time to just kind of like unload and kind of just brain dump if you're like worried or stressed about something. And that if there are days where you're feeling like particularly heavy, or you feel like doubt creeping in or something like that, Spirit's saying it's because you need to cleanse your energy and because you need to take a break. So that's something to be aware of here. Yeah, with the Hanged Man underneath the Devil, don't be afraid to take a break. Don't be afraid of inaction. You don't need to be constantly taking action in order to make progress. Sometimes the best way to make progress is to actually not do anything at all. Okay, pile 2, this is everything that I'm seeing for you. Let me know in the comments how this resonated. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit that post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends. Hey there, pile 3. If you chose the Clear Quartz and the Luminous Spirit Tarot deck, this is going to be a reading all about what blessings are manifesting for you during the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. So, in case you missed the intro, what we're going to be doing is laying out this thick, sorry, I'm drinking a smoothie and I think I got some chia seeds in my throat. We're going to be laying out all these oracle cards and finding out what blessings are manifesting for you. And then we'll see what we do with the tarot. We may use it to clarify certain things. We may pull extra messages, and I'll probably pull some advice for you because that's what I've been doing for the other groups. So for now, I'll put your tarot deck to the side. And let's lay out all of these oracle cards, shall we? So we have healing. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Okay. We also have strength. The frequency of strength supports our ability to harmonize all our qualities and skills toward a strong and balanced way of being. We have focus. We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. We have higher power. We have abundance. One step ahead is all you need. We have what do you need to release, waning moon. Surrender to the divine, full moon. We have the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Actually, I think I'm going to put this right in the center. And our last cards here, we have the fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Use over a bit more. We also have coins. Money will be coming to you. We have not, unsuccessful plans. And finally, we have the month of November. Okay. Okay, I don't know why I heard this, but I just heard don't get your panties in a bunch. Wow. Okay, so wow, pile number 3. I'm really, really loving this for you, pile 3. So the blessing that is manifesting for you during this 8/8 Lionsgate portal is centered around this healing that we see here. Now, I would say for the most part, this has to do with healing the inner child, because we do have the inner child being highlighted here. And if you missed the intro to the video, I was talking about how Leo and the sun relate to our inner child, and we have that being highlighted here again. We also have the Strength card, which is making me think of the Strength card in Tarot, which again is ruled by Leo. So a lot about the inner child here. So not only are you doing so much inner child healing and really getting to this point where you're able to release control and surrender to the healing process, surrender what's no longer serving you, releasing old emotions, old experiences, maybe even old connections, and surrendering this to the divine. We have literally surrender to the divine, and then we have the higher power card. So I see you starting to really have a lot of faith, not just in yourself and what you're able to heal from, but also having faith that the universe or whatever higher power you believe in is helping you to heal from this, is taking these energies and these experiences that aren't serving you anymore and taking that away from you and transmuting it into something more high vibrational. I see you really being honest with yourself and really doing a lot of thinking and reflecting on what it is that needs to be released. And I see you being quite curious about this. I see you feeling ready for this. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts is that I feel like you're finally at this point where you're ready to do the healing. You're ready to try to understand and learn from these experiences so that you can move forward, so that you can let this go and move forward into a much lighter and brighter chapter of your life. You're doing a lot of forgiving, not just forgiving yourself, but forgiving others who may have done you wrong or have hurt you. And I see you really focusing on taking one step at a time. You're recognizing that healing isn't just a one-time event, it's a journey. And healing is not linear either. So sometimes we may actually have an easier time with it. And we're like, oh, that wasn't actually as bad as I thought it might have been. Other times it can feel really grueling and difficult and heavy. Sometimes it takes a short amount of time, and sometimes it can take years and years and years to really heal from one experience. But no matter what the circumstances around the healing is, I see you not being defeated by that aspect of it, that, oh, this might take a long time, or like, healing's not linear, so I don't know what to expect, or, you know, the healing journey never really ends, like we're always uncovering more and more layers to this. And you're like, I'm just going to take this one step at a time. I'm going to take this one day at a time. And I'm just going to do my best every single day, knowing that every day my best is going to look different, and that's okay. So for some of you, I also see you getting your health back together. We have so much green over here. I see you really focusing more on your health, being more conscious of what you're eating, being more conscious of what you're consuming, like what kind of media are you consuming? What kind of shows do you watch? What kind of books do you read? What kind of music do you listen to? You know, what kind of conversations are you having with people? And I also see that using humor or comedy as a way to heal. So particularly if you're purging something that feels really heavy, you know, that's not a pleasant place to be. Of course not. And so you may decide to, you know, watch some funny movies to really uplift your vibration again, to really uplift your energy again. Or just finding more ways to incorporate laughter into your life, to also focus on the lighter side of life as well. And that's not to say that we're going to ignore all of these real problems. Of course not. We acknowledge that they're there, but we're also acknowledging that, you know, there's two sides to this coin, and the other side of that is the lighter side of life. Let's also focus on things that make us feel good, the things that bring me joy, the things that my inner child really loves. And so what I'm really seeing here is that this is all being triggered by some kind of realization. You're having this moment of clarity, right? Also, by the way, this happened in another video I did recently. And again, it happened while I was filming pile 3, but it's raining right now. It wasn't raining for the other groups, but it's raining while I'm filming your group. And again, it's making me think of, in the Sacred Destiny deck here, there's a card that says purification, and there's a sunflower on it, and it's raining. So again, it's this idea of releasing, of allowing yourself to be cleansed. But like I was saying, this is being triggered by this moment of realization, having this clarity, having this download coming in, okay? Because we have the higher power, this focus card with the mountain here. Mountains can represent reaching new spiritual heights. And again, like we talked about in the intro, this Lionsgate portal is not only super powerful for manifesting, but also for expanding consciousness and expanding your awareness on things. So I see you having this moment of clarity where like all of a sudden everything just clicks together and makes sense, and you see how all the dots are connected, and you see different maybe aspects of yourself that could really use your attention and really use healing. And as well, we're talking about manifestation. We have the number 29, which reduces to 11. And then we also have 38, which again reduces to 11. So we have 1111. And what's so cool is that by going on this healing journey and going through a lot of like major purging and releasing, you're creating so much space and realigning your energy to a frequency that is going to make it so easy for you to manifest abundance into your life. We literally have the abundance card, and then we have coins. Money will be coming to you. Some of you, this could be in regards to your job or starting a business with this fox card here. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So if you started your own job, you started your own company, your own project, or you've been looking for that promotion, looking for that raise, looking for that dream job, it's like going on this journey is going to help you get to this point. But it's like, in order to get to this point where money is flowing to you easily, it's like we got to go through the healing process first. So like I had said, that this healing could have to do with your inner child. I also see that for a lot of you, you're also healing your relationship to money. And not just money, but I see this as well as to your physical world, your physical environment. There's a lot of healing going on, not just in your heart chakra, but I would say your root chakra as well. This is our foundation. This is where we get our sense of security, our sense of safety. And money is a part of that. Money helps us to feel safe and secure. It allows us to keep a roof over our head. It allows us to buy food, to eat, water to drink, hygienic products to stay clean and healthy. So it's just so interesting how thoroughly intertwined everything is. It's like, this feels so cohesive and really straightforward to me. So again, it's like having that clarity, really having that clarity of like, what needs to work, what needs to be worked on, what needs to be healed, how all of these pieces connect. And it's like, oh, maybe this experience in my life that caused me to, behave or react this way is actually something that's getting in the way of, money coming in for me, of more abundance coming in for me, or of just more security. And so Spirit is saying, like, if there's been any unsuccessful plans lately, not to fully give up on that yet. Spirit is saying that these plans weren't successful because it either wasn't the right time for it, or because that this healing really needed to take place so that you would have a solid foundation for which the success of these plans or these projects to be laid upon, right? It's almost like the Tower card. Like, if we have a shaky foundation, we don't want to put something valuable on top of that, because if that foundation crumbles, because it will eventually if it's not stable, then those things that we value are going to go crumbling with it. So let's focus on really building this strong foundation for ourselves. Let's focus on taking care of me first from the inside out. And that when I move forward and I start to manifest abundance or manifest opportunities or attract, new people into my life, that not only will these things really be aligned with me in a genuine way, but it'll also be something that's long lasting, right? Because the foundation has been laid and it's stable. So again, some of you could be really healing your relationship with money, with abundance, healing lack mindsets and mentalities, really just shifting your perspective on money and abundance, what you're worthy of, what you deserve, how easy it can be to attract abundance into your life. If you grew up hearing that like money was evil, or rich people are evil, or it's selfish to want money, or you have to work hard and struggle just to get by. It's like you're unlearning all of these things. You're healing and learning and forgiving and slowly moving ahead one step at a time to create a perspective that actually is beneficial to you, that works in your favor. So really flipping that script and being like, money comes to me easily and naturally. I don't have to work hard for financial wealth. The more money that I spend, the more money that I make. When I'm generous with my money, the universe is also generous with giving me money. It's like you're really, again, choosing to focus on the lighter side rather than only focusing on the shadow aspects. Right? Because duality exists with everything. And we can't ignore the light side and we can't ignore the shadow side. We need to accept that they're both there, of course. But which do you want to focus on? Sometimes we need to focus on the shadow when we're healing or when we're trying to learn more about ourselves. But let's not also ignore the light side. Let's not ignore all the wonders of the universe. Let's not ignore all the miracles, all the blessings, all the beautiful things that can happen as well. I wonder if you can hear it raining. It's really coming down now. And as well, you're really going to start to recognize just how strong you are, how resilient you are, how much you have persevered, how much you've overcome. Like, I love the way that this snow leopard is looking up just directly at the strength card, almost in like reverence. It's time you start giving yourself more credit. So I want to grab some clarity. I'm wondering what this November card is about. It could be that this healing process that's initiated during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal will take some time to reach completion, and that it could be around November where you start to see this abundance manifesting. Let's see, Spirit, can you clarify November for my pile threes? What is happening in November? Why is November here for my pile threes? Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords coming out. Why is November here? Can you clarify for my pile threes and what blessings are manifesting during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal? Okay. So we also have Death. We have the Ace of Swords. Yeah. And we have Temperance, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. So I feel for the most of you, now again, this is a general reading, and of course, always take timelines with a grain of salt, because, you know, we can speed up or slow down timelines depending on the kind of actions that we take, etc., etc. But it seems like in November is when you'll really be breaking free and really being liberated from whatever's been holding you back. Like, whatever you've been clinging on to is fully going to be released in November if you continue on this kind of trajectory. With the Death and the Eight of Swords, this is like a lot of liberation. Death talks about endings, transmuting. The Ace of Swords talks about overcoming challenges and obstacles, cutting away what's not working for us anymore. And Temperance talks about healing and alchemy again. So you're taking all of this, all of these old energies, all of these old emotions, heavy emotions, fear, guilt, shame, sadness, grief, whatever it is that you've been holding on to, and you're literally transmuting it and releasing it and deciding that you want to focus on the lighter side. Deciding that when you wake up in the morning, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm not going to wait and see how this day pans out. I'm deciding right now that I'm going to have a good day no matter what happens. Can you hear how much it's raining? I hope the mic is picking it up a little bit. It's like really coming down. This is so synchronistic. So Spirit is also saying that water will be really cleansing for you. So taking baths, taking a salt bath, going swimming, being by natural bodies of water. Even just showering, like imagining white light pouring over you, cleansing your energy, cleansing away all of these emotions, experiences. Wow, okay, so we got clarity on November. Now, we're definitely going to get some advice for you. But before we do that, I just want to see if, Spirit, is there anything that I've missed? Anything else that you would like to add to this? Any other blessings that are manifesting for my pile 3s during this 8/8 Lionsgate portal? But yeah, I would also say that there's an expansion happening in your third eye. Like we talked about, it's like you're completely shifting your perspective. You're shifting how you see things. Right? Because the way that we look at things is everything. It's like that quote. It goes something like, the problem isn't the problem. It's the way that we view the problem is the problem. That's something that's coming to mind. And so Spirit is also saying to be really gentle with yourself during this time, to be really kind to yourself, very compassionate. It's not easy going on a healing journey, and that you're very brave for really taking the lead and confronting these things, working through these things, acknowledging things, and releasing things. Like, it takes a lot of courage to do all of those things. And so please give yourself some credit, give yourself a clap on the back, and don't feel like you constantly need to be in this healing mode, that you can take a break from this, okay? Like, please go have fun. Please allow yourself to laugh. please go spend time with family and friends. Please go do things that you enjoy, okay? You don't need to be in this kind of energy all the time. It can feel like opening a never-ending can of worms when you go on a healing journey. It's like we're always finding more and more things that need to heal. And there's other aspects of life that also need our attention and that are worth paying attention to as well. So that's a strong message coming through. Okay, so now let's grab advice. I know that Spirit just came through with some advice, but let's see. Spirit, please, what advice or guidance do you have for my pile 3s when it comes to this healing journey, or when it comes to these blessings that are manifesting for them during the Lionsgate portal, please? I'm hearing the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. And so we have the 3 of Cups coming out. Yeah, exactly. Allow yourself to go out and have fun. Don't forget to socialize. It's okay to come out of this cave of where you've been, come out of this cave or this period of isolation that you naturally retreat to when you're going on a healing journey. Spirit is saying it's okay to come out, okay? Allow yourself to go have a good time. Allow yourself to have fun. To connect with others as well, because the healing journey can feel quite lonely or isolating at times. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, again, it's like this idea of 2 sides of the coin, of balancing things, of... Okay, let me just see what these cards are. We have the Page of Swords, and we also have the Emperor. And on the back of the deck, look at that, we have Strength coming through. Strength twice. So some other advice that I'm getting is don't feel like you need to go through this alone. With the 3 of Cups here as well, it's like there's going to be a community of people or a small circle of people that you trust who can really help you during this journey. Now, of course, it's not their job to do the healing work for you, but of course they can offer support, they can offer their presence, they can cheer you on, they can lend a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, you know. So really don't feel like you need to do all of this alone. And if you feel like you need that extra help, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional, especially with the Emperor here. If you really need to talk to somebody about this, Spirit is really recommending that you talk to a professional that can really help you heal, help you get to the bottom of certain issues, and help you in a very practical way beyond what your friends or family can do. Because I know we can sometimes have a tendency of only, you know, venting or leaning on our friends and family, but and while they can listen, you know, it's not the same as actually going to a professional who has practical tools to actually help you, okay? And with Strength coming up too, it's like, don't feel like you need to keep a brave face on all the time. There's also strength in being vulnerable. There's strength in being real and showing your emotions, and that it can actually sometimes be more difficult when you're just trying to keep that brave face and pretend that everything's fine. It's okay to not be okay. is something that Spirit is really wanting you to know right now. I had noticed that there was the Hierophant under the Strength card, which is really reiterating the message of going to a professional if you need that extra support. This is someone who has a lot of experience, who has a lot of wisdom, and they would really, really, really be able to teach and help you how to work through all of these problems. So pile 3, this is everything that I'm seeing for you. I know this reading might have been maybe a little bit different to what you were expecting, but also know that on the other side of this healing, there's a lot of abundance and financial wealth that is wanting to come in for you. And even though the healing journey can be quite difficult, being able to actually release and heal from certain things that have been really holding you back, weighing on you, or bringing pain into your life is a massive blessing in and of itself. So let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. My God, it is like raining buckets right now and like thundering like crazy. I don't know if it's picking up at all, but thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I love you so, so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends. Hey there, pile 4. If you chose the orange calcite and the new moon tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what blessings are manifesting for you during this 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So in case you missed the intro, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be laying out all of these oracle cards that I've prepared. We'll find out what blessings are manifesting for you, and then we will figure out together how we're going to use the tarot. So I've been using this to clarify some of the messages, and I've also been getting advice for all of the groups too, and we'll see if any other questions come up. So for now, I shall put your tarot deck to the side, and let's find out what blessings are manifesting for you. So we have romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. We have the third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. Holy shit. What? Wow. You got romantic love again. These are two different decks. It's by the same person, but this one that I'm holding right now is like specifically for relationships. Wow, okay. It says the frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. Wow. That's fucking crazy. Wow, I can't believe they both came out for the same group. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna stop being dramatic and we're gonna carry on. We also have gateway, which we're literally talking about a portal. Okay. We have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Actually, I'll move this down here. You actually got two of these romance angel cards. So we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. We have clean it up. We have balance. We have changes. On it, seriously, Every time this card comes out, I hear that song from Shrek, where it's like, time to face the strange changes. So maybe that's a relevant song for you, but let's see what else we have. We have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Whoa, did you hear that thunder? It started pouring, like pouring buckets during the previous group, which is good because of this drought and heat wave and everything. We've not been getting a lot of rain, but wow. If you hear noise in the background, it's the rain and the thunder, okay? And we also have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Going to move these a little bit more. For our last cards, so we have Claw, be careful, do not take risks. We have Rat, someone working against you behind your back. We have Man, dealings or relationship with a man. And we have Ant, work, achievement, and success. Okay, pile 4. Wow. Wow. Oh my god, that is so fucking wow. Okay, I was just about to ask if you guys have been feeling really, really tense lately, because my shoulders and my neck right now, it feels so tense, and like I just want a massage right now. And then I looked, and literally right in front of me, this balance card, this guy is holding this like heavy rod on his back with these scales here. Wow. Okay, pile 4. Now, on first glance, this may not seem like a blessing to you. And I will say, this pile out of all the piles feels the most specific. So if it's not resonating for you, I would go try another pile, because this feels like a very, very specific scenario that's coming through. And I'm feeling that right off the bat. So the blessing that I'm seeing for you, pile 4, is that you are having major realizations about a significant person in your life. Now, clearly, because we have romantic love coming up twice, I'm gonna say that this is about a romantic connection. I guess it still could be about a friend, but like, or, you know, like a family member, a colleague, you know, something like that. But I can't ignore the fact that we have romantic love coming up, not once, but 2 times. So, what I'm seeing for you guys is, with all of this third eye chakra energy, as well as this Piscean energy coming through, that you are having a lot of clarity. A lot of clarity about a certain connection or relationship in your life. And this Lionsgate portal is really awakening you to some aspects of this connection that you may have been in denial about or may have been ignoring. Because again, we also have codependency and pay attention to the red flags. So there could be codependent habits happening within this connection. One or both of you may be suffering from an addiction of some type. And just remember that addictions can take many forms. It doesn't just have to be substances. You know, it could be an addiction to food, gambling, sex. I mean, you could really be addicted to anything. But I think that there have been signs or flags that have been raised over a period of time that you may have tried to ignore, may have tried to pretend aren't actually there. But I think that it's really getting to the point where you can't ignore it anymore, or you don't want to ignore it anymore. Now, This may be a connection that you've been in for a long time. Doesn't have to be necessarily, but it feels like the impact of this relationship is deep. Maybe you've tried to leave before, but then kept coming back to this person, or this person kept, apologizing, I'll be better, I'm sorry, it won't happen again, and then it keeps happening. And being stuck in this almost like trauma bonding cycle. And because we have this codependency with addictions here, and we also do have Pisces energy, Pisces and Neptune can also indicate addictions as well. It's one of the shadow aspects to Pisces and Neptunian energy. And look, pile 4, I think you, on a soul level, like, you're such a sweet person. You're generous and caring, and you're so full of love and compassion. And I think you would do anything to help the people that you love. And I think that you really did try to save this person. But Spirit is coming through to say that it's not your job to save this person, and that you actually can't save this person. It's this person's job to do that healing work. And while it's so generous of you and really highlights what a beautiful soul you are, that it's actually doing more harm to you than good. Now, I know you're sitting there and you're like, how the fuck is this a blessing? And I'm gonna get to that part. The blessing, pile 4, is that you're having this shift of awareness, and you're recognizing and seeing this person and this connection for what it really is. The rose-tinted glasses are being removed, and you're noticing the signs for what they are. You're learning to accept the things that you can't change. And that includes this person. We can't make people change. We can't make people heal. We can't make people see themselves how we see them. That's an internal job that only that person can do. And I think you're starting to recognize that. I think you're starting to recognize that you've been taking on this person's responsibilities, that you've been taking on this person's problems and trying to fix everything for them. And the blessing here is that you're moving on from this. I see you really making a massive shift here with this changes card. This card really alludes to the Wheel of Fortune, and I see you exiting. I see you leaving this connection behind, but for good. And that's because this time it's like you're really, really seeing things for how they are. Now, please do not feel bad, do not feel guilty, do not feel ashamed about having been in this kind of situation, or maybe being in this situation for so long, for ignoring the signs, for trying to take all of these things on. While it may not feel like it now, each time that you tried to leave this connection but came back actually brought you a step closer to leaving for good. Okay? Because it takes time to leave that stage of denial. It can take time to really come to accept the reality of certain situations. And it's not uncommon to be in a situation like this for a long time, for years sometimes. Okay? But you're really going through this clearing and cleansing, and I see you cutting ties with this person. And I see you starting to feel more hopeful about the future, starting to feel more hopeful about yourself and your life. With this big picture thinking, visionary, inspired ideas, it's like, I feel like this connection took so much from you that you even stopped dreaming. You stopped feeling inspired or motivated to go after your goals. Maybe this person really disempowered you or made you feel like you wouldn't be successful, made you feel like you aren't worthy. But I see that you're someone who has really great visions. I'm getting like Aquarius energy with this. And these inspired ideas that you have, if you were to take action on them, it would bring you a lot of achievement and success, and you would be really successful. Like you would be abundant. People would recognize you and really clap for you and be on your side. It's like this person or people or whatever the situation here is, like, again, if we look at this balance card, would you want to be friends with people who look like that, who have that kind of energy? They don't look happy. You want people who truly support you, who celebrate the good times with you, who help you through the difficult times, who really have your back, that you can trust, that you can rely on. You know, people who are upfront and honest. And I don't think that's what you've been getting out of this connection here. And with this balanced spirituality and practicality card, I see you allowing yourself to access these higher dimensions. Like, we have so much third eye chakra energy happening, plus this gateway card, big picture thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if you're empathic, which would make sense. This could have been an empathic narcissistic connection that you've been in. But with balanced spirituality and practicality, it's like you so easily access these higher realms, and this is where you get like all of these inspired ideas, where you get all this creativity, all of these inspirations. But you'll also be able to take that and ground it and do something practical with it. Because some people, they're really great with coming up with ideas, but they're terrible at executing them. And then there's some people who, you know, are very practical and logical, but don't really, or they struggle with coming up with creative concepts, but they have the know-how to turn that concept into something tangible and sellable. But I see here that it's like you have both of these qualities, and that's a recipe for success. You have the creative ideas and you have the ability to channel that creative idea into something practical or into something tangible, something that can be felt or touched or seen. It's like you're taking the abstract and making it into something tangible that we can see or touch, or into like a service or something. So I feel like the universe has really, really big plans for you. Again, like especially with this Wheel of Fortune energy coming through and gateway, it's like again, look at this. We have gateway, and then there's even this like portal here on big picture thinking. It's like the universe is really trying to usher you towards this new phase of your life where you're in control of your life and nobody's tying you down, nobody's holding you back. You're in a place where you feel safe and secure enough in order to be creative and in order to test new ideas, in order to try out something new. And I see your fortune completely shifting as you leave this relationship or connection behind and really focus on putting yourself first. Like, the spirit is saying, if you took even a fraction of the energy that you've put into this connection and you put that into yourself, you would be so amazed at what you could accomplish or what you could bring into your life. Also, we have two cards here talking about balance, and they're right next to each other. So if your life has felt chaotic or unstable in any way, another blessing that's coming in for you is a rebalancing of things, of feeling like everything is kind of stable and everything is in place where it needs to be. Things aren't falling apart every day. Things aren't it's like shit's not hitting the fan every second. You know what I mean? It's like, I see your energy really grounding and stabilizing, and things almost just naturally kind of rebalancing themselves out once you're able to clear this connection out of your life. Now, I said this in another group, this man card. Always take the gender with a grain of salt. It could be an actual man, someone that identifies as a man, or someone with masculine energy. So just keep that in mind. If you've been suffering from headaches, migraines, insomnia, even nightmares, it could be because your third eye chakra is really going through a lot. Your guides are really working with you to remove these blockages and imbalances around your third eye chakra to help you see clearly. And so you could be experiencing some of those symptoms either before or during this clearing or purging process. And with the orange calcite here, like I said, like you feel like a very creative group. I'm also picking up like strong water energy, and the orange calcite, sorry, I've been drinking a smoothie and it's been, I don't know, it's making my throat scratchy. I've also been talking for a long time, so if my voice sounds weird, that's why. But it's connected to the sacral chakra, and I feel like there's something that's been wanting to be created, but it's just your energy is too tied or caught up with this whole situation here. So, okay, I want to know, let's start off by getting advice for you. I think right now that's the most important thing. So spirit guides, please, what advice is there for my pile fours when it comes to this whole situation? What is the advice? What is the advice for my pile fours and this situation, please? Okay. So we have the Two of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Wow, and we have the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the High Priestess underneath. Yeah. So, I mean, the advice here is actually quite simple. It's very straightforward. The Six of Swords talks about leaving a tumultuous situation behind and moving into calmer waters. And as we see, the Six of Swords is moving away from this Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups talks about relationships. It talks about a connection. So Spirit's advice is to literally remove yourself from the situation, to walk away. And it's like, I know how hard it can be to leave a relationship, especially if you resonated with this being an empath narcissistic connection. I've been in those, and it's really terrible. So I'm very sorry that you're going through that. I really, really feel for you. But Spirit is literally saying that when you leave this situation, there's going to be brand new opportunities coming to you that will actually make you happy, that will actually fulfill you emotionally, that will actually bring you peace and stability. It will literally be what you want. Like when you think about having life with your soulmate or life with, you know, the person of your dreams, like you can have that. The Nine of Cups is talking about wish fulfillment. Okay? And I know that you deserve so much more than what this person would ever be able to give you. So Spirit is saying, when you move away from this connection, not only will you come into more opportunities when it comes to love itself, but just any opportunities that make you happy or that that you dream about. So this could be about going after your dream job, starting a company, starting a passion project, traveling, meeting new friends, starting a new hobby. It's like whatever you want, you can have that. And like those opportunities are going to come into you, come into your life. They're going to come in for you. So I also want to, let's see, spirit guides, please. What practical things will help my pile 4s heal from this? Ooh. Oh my. Okay, so we have the High Priestess flipping over. Are we taking these? I feel like yes. Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and we also have the World coming out. On the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Wow, okay, and the 3 of Wands underneath. With the 3 of Wands in the World, practical advice for healing is to literally get some distance from this person. So for example, like if you live together, you know, this is about finding your own place, maybe temporarily moving in with family or a friend or something with the 10 of Pentacles here. But practical advice with the 9 of Pentacles being on the back of the deck for you, this is about recognizing your self-worth, recognizing what you deserve. The 9, with the 9 and 10 of Pentacles, it's like, this almost makes me mad for you because I can feel that you're such good people and that you have such a bright light and that you're meant to do so many wonderful things. And I know you're going to get there, and I'm not saying that you haven't done anything wonderful yet, but it's just like, I feel like you're not even aware of how much potential you have. Yeah, literally the High Priestess. Like you're not even aware of how much potential you have. With the High Priestess, though, on this topic, practical advice from Spirit is to continue fostering this relationship with your intuition. During this whole situation that you're going through, you know, we were talking about your third eye going through this huge expansion, all of this Piscean energy, and I feel like you have really strong intuitions, and Spirit is wanting you to continue exploring that, continue to learn how your intuition communicates with you, what it sounds like, what it feels like, so that when your intuition is sending you messages or, you know, giving you red flags, giving you green flags, you know, because our intuition doesn't just tell us when something's wrong. Our intuition also tells us when something is right or when something feels good. That this will really help you in like your life in general, like whatever situation you're in, whether it has to do with people, when it comes to your career, your hobbies, like whatever it is, building and strengthening this connection with your intuition and listening to your emotions as well. Like if something makes you feel a certain way, if something makes you feel really anxious or stressed or worried, you know, pay attention to that. If something makes you feel really calm or at peace, pay attention to that, right? Our emotions are one of the ways that our body communicates with us. It gives us important information. Now, with the 7 of Pentacles being here, 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Spirit is also wanting you to really nurture yourself. Yes, to also nurture your ideas and these creative pursuits that you have, but really spend the time to take care of yourself and nurture yourself. Like, what do you need? Ask yourself, what do I need? What does my body need? What do my emotions need right now? What does my mind really need from me? Like, do I feel like I need to go talk to a professional to get some help? Do I feel like I need to do yoga as a way to really ground me and unify mind, body, soul? Do I need to, maybe eat healthier? Do I need to hydrate? Do I need more sleep? Really start connecting back to yourself and tending to your own needs, tending to your own garden. And with the world here, like, you're being so protected, you're being so looked after, and it's like I see Spirit, your guides, the universe holding you so closely. It's like, it feels like a warm embrace. So other advice that I'm getting from Spirit is for you to seek connections that make you feel safe. Seek connections that make you feel heard, that make you feel seen, that respect you, that value you, that know what you're worth, and that aren't shy to tell you these things and praise you. Because sometimes when you have such a bright light, and there's some people out there who will see that and who will do whatever they can to dim that light because it makes them feel inadequate or it really triggers them. But not everyone is going to be like that. There's people out there who are going to look at you like family, who are really going to want to help take care of you and help you through the hard times and celebrate the good times with you. Okay, and now I want to get a few cards I want to find out more about the blessings that will come after after this connection is left behind. So Spirit, please, what blessings are coming in for my pile 4s after this connection has been left behind? What blessings are coming in for my pile 4s after? Yes, love that. We have the Ace of Wands. It's like feeling like you have your spark back, feeling so creative, feeling in touch with your divinity, feeling in touch with your purpose. We have the Five of Swords reversed. I love that as well. Okay, let's grab a couple more cards and then I'll keep channeling. Spirit guides, what blessings are coming in for my pile 4s after? Wow. Okay. We also have the Ace of Cups coming out with the King of Cups together. Okay, and look at this. We have the Nine of Cups again on the back of the deck. Isn't that amazing? King of Wands too. So you have 2 aces. So Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Wow, I feel genuine excitement because this is how you're going to be feeling. I see you feeling so optimistic, which is actually really beautiful. You're actually feeling so optimistic and hopeful. I see you feeling really passionate and excited to do something new, to have a fresh start, to do things differently this time. It's like you've learned your lesson and I don't see you repeating this anymore, especially with the world here. It's like you're closing that out now. And with this Wheel of Fortune changes card, it's like this cycle is over and you're moving into a new paradigm now. With the Five of Swords reverse, this is like, all I'm hearing is peace. Like, I'm just hearing peace. When the Five of Swords is upright, it's like, it talks about like drama, conflict, like a win-lose situation, arguments words being said, you know, just like an overall bad situation. But with the Five of Swords reversed, it's like that's what's being left behind. And it's like, it feels like the calm after a storm, you know? And it's like now that that's over, we actually have all of these new beginnings. And with the Ace of Cups, it's like, exactly, you're really pouring into yourself. You're focusing on your own happiness with the Nine of Cups here too. You're focusing on filling up your own cup and fulfilling your desires, period, whatever that is. It's going to look different for everyone. But also, the fact that this Ace of Cups and the King of Cups came out together, this could be about a new person entering your life. Could be romantic. I mean, obviously take your time, you know. Might be too soon to dive into something like that, but doesn't mean you can't be friends. And there's this like whole newfound emotional maturity and emotional intelligence that I see you coming into, that again is going to be one of those, is one of the reasons why I know that this cycle is not going to repeat, because with the King of Cups, it's like you have that awareness now. And with all of this third eye energy here. Wow. So I know that some of these messages might not have been the easiest to hear, but I hope that I was able to bring you some clarity, and hopefully knowing what blessings are coming after this will really help you out. But let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. This is everything that I'm seeing. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.